Hello and welcome. As Nigeria marks her 50th independence anniversary, there are mixed feelings in and out of the nation. The citizens are concerned about many things. Some wonder if there is any reason to celebrate. Let's look at a bit of history. Nigeria got her independence in 1960. At that time, leading the nation was Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and Alhaji Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. There was jubilation in the air and expectations in the hearts of the people. But years down the line, following transitions from civilian to military and back to civilian government, is there still hope in the hearts of the people? The question is not restricted to those in the country alone. We caught up with a Nigerian who lives in the United Kingdom, Tomi Arayomi, a graduate of law from the University of Hertfordshire, and author of 6 compelling books and co-director of a channel called Prophetic Voice TV. Mr. Arayomi is also a business consultant who has helped set up several business initiatives around the world. His unique approach to training others, coupled with his 7 years of experience in marketing globally, makes him just as much a force in the boardroom. We asked him about his thoughts concerning Nigeria at 58. You're Nigerian, but you lived all your life in the United Kingdom. Yeah. So how would you say Nigeria has fared from 1960 till date?
Well, Nigeria is a new democracy. And any new democracy still has to figure out its way and to pioneer its way forward. It's just come out of English colonialism and it's still trying to forge its way forward. Nigeria's gone through various peaks and troughs. It's had great highs followed by great lows. It's had the Civil War. It's gone through so many different turns. So as a nation, I think so often we talk about the ills, but we don't give it credit as a baby democracy that's still trying to find its feet. And it represents a lot for the heart of Africa in general, as a democracy and even as a representative in the United Nations. And I think so far there's always room for improvement, but it's coming in strides and shapes and turns.
Well, would you say that the Nigerian people understand that there is a purpose for this nation? Because the founding fathers had a purpose for demanding for independence, and they had a dream where they wanted to take the nation. So do you think the Nigerian people have seen that dream, and the leaders, are they walking towards that dream?
I don't know. I'm just a new dad. I've just had a newborn baby. And everybody tells you when you have a newborn baby, you're going to cry, you're going to feel full of joy and tears. Actually, the birth of my baby was really messy. and everything in my gag reflexes went off when I saw him covered in newborn matters and things like that. But a beautiful thing comes out of mess. And I think Nigeria is in a birthing place, and everybody's expecting it to come on, just grow into your potential, be who you're supposed to be. It's 50 odd years young, and it's still coming into its place of stability. I think it's too early to call the fullness of what Nigeria will be. I think any birthing is a messy process, and I think Nigeria is hemorrhaging. There are things that are happening, but at the same time, we've got to marvel at some of the significant strides that Nigeria has taken so far.
What would you say are those strides?
I think one of those strides are its representation within the United Nations. I would say it's peacekeeping efforts throughout Africa. I would say its major export of Christianity throughout the world, art and entertainment, culture. I'm from the UK. Most famous actors, athletes, football players, doctors, lawyers I know are Nigerians. And so they're exporting great things. I would love to see those things imported back into the nation.
Let's talk about that great talent back there. What kind of vibes do you get from them when they talk about this country? Many of them act as if they don't want to come back.
Sure.
They take on other nationalities.
Sure.
But deep down, they know this is their country. Is there something missing?
I think Nigeria, if you ask most of my Nigerian friends and most Nigerian celebrities back home, what does it mean to be Nigerian? Or where are you from? Simple question, where are you from? They say, I'm from Nigeria. But you ask a Nigerian indigent, where are you from? They say, well, what do you mean? Do you mean my country or do you mean my tribe? And because the complexity. We have state divides, but we also have something more complex. We have tribal divides, and tribal divides worked in the slave days. They worked in the Civil War days, and I don't believe we should ever lose our tribal inheritance. But I think there's a conflation between tribal divide and state nationalism and state pride. And I think what so often happens is we rob state pride and patriotism. We rob it for the sake of tribalism. And whereas in Western society we're taught to kind of value the country or the state we're from, and to value it as a whole, and to be proud nationalists and proud populists. Here in Nigeria there's so much potential for that. There's still so many tribal divides that I think so many of my friends back home, they still are taught that culture, don't trust this tribe, and this tribe shouldn't trust that tribe. But that's the sins of the fathers, and I think the next generation wants to move past those tribal divides to build Nigeria as a place that every Nigerian can be proud of.